witnesses. Uh, Secretary Leaf, I want to follow up on the accountability issue because it is extremely concerning to know the wealth that Assad has been able to accumulate through corruption and the way that he's led Syria and the misuse of power. And to see him welcomed, and you said that you made it clear to the UAE, there are other countries in the region that have done similar types of accommodations for the Assad regime, which is contrary to our policies that have good ties, strong strategic partnerships with the United States. So can you sort of drill down a little bit more with us as to the game plan on isolating the Assad regime, particularly in the region, and how we are engaging our traditional strategic partners in the region to make it clear that the welcoming Assad is not welcomed here in the United States?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. Over the course of the past year, I would say you've had a couple of really high-profile events, such as Bashar al-Assad being hosted in the UAE. There have been phone calls and other interactions between some regional governments and the regime. We have not highlighted every time we've had those discussions, but I can assure you that they are ongoing with each and every government in the region. And I would just add, last year there was quite a bit of rument, and more than rument, that there was consideration of unfreezing, essentially reinstating Syria's membership in the Arab League. Now, that's a sovereign decision for the League and its members, but suffice to say, we had a number of conversations, and in the end, there was no appetite for that. And that's why I said earlier, there is the effort ongoing by the regime to paint a picture that it is being re-embraced by the region. It is not the case, but we are making sure that it is not the case. And as I said earlier, I plan to use a variety of tools to that end to sharpen his isolation. And it will be part of the roadmap with every one of our chiefs of mission and chargés. I hope eventually that all of our missions will be led by confirmed ambassadors, but they will have as part of their playbook that conversation with their host government to ensure that we muster the greatest, deepest sense of leverage on Assad against all the elements of 2254.
So let me talk a little bit about what the Assad regime has done in trying to reach out to the Syrians who disagree with him and that are in other countries, the use of Interpol. Of course, the Congress has acted on the TRAP Act. What strategies do we have in order to make it clear that we will not allow the international organizations such as Interpol to be able to be manipulated by the Assad regime? What reforms are we working on, and how much success have we had?
Senator, that's something I'll need to get more deeply briefed on, but suffice to say, I recognize that this is a key piece of our approach. We do not want the abuse of Interpol to essentially go after dissidents or even just everyday Syrians living abroad, expatriates pressured by the regime. So I will make that part of the playbook.
I appreciate that. And lastly, let me just underscore, we have a lot of tools at our disposal, including enhanced sanctions and other ways that we can express our concerns about the continued conduct of the Assad regime. I would suggest that the timing on some of these issues could very well be impacted by what's happening in the region as far as Assad being welcomed in other countries. Just an issue that I think we have to be very sensitive as to how we handle the timing of our activities to make it clear that we do not accept Assad being welcomed as a normal partner in the region.
That's a point well taken, Senator. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Portman is with us.